Good morning. Hello guys. Welcome to Montreal, the circuit Gilles-Villeneuve. We are running the Proto GT and it's Wednesday evening in the third week of Proto GT season 3. This is my first race on Montreal in the Vette, and I set a qual time of 30.721, and the only other guy setting a time was Mohammed Patel. So yeah, 20 HPDs. This is going to be a pain in the ass, I think. But anyway, let's get going. So I'm trying to kind of take it really slow here, but as you can see already there, I'm starting to lose grip, going a bit defensive, as I really wanted to stay ahead just for this very first lap. And even though I managed to get a gap before the green flag drop of about 3 seconds to HPDs, it wasn't enough. It's just terrible. Here not here, but here I'm thinking about telling this guy to just let me by, because he's so slow. I could do two things. I could either stay behind him and let Muhammad take my place, or I could just go up on side him, and I said to him on the chat, please just let me by. He forced me wide and pushed me, so I hit the grass right in the braking zone. So I couldn't stop. So yeah, I sort of rammed this guy. I really think it was his own fault. He was so slow. Didn't look like he had done too much practice on this track. So yeah, just tried to tell him to let me by, which he did. Fortunately, I'm still in position number 3. My car is just a bit damaged on the left rear. And that's about it, I think. But I'm not really sure about it. You can see the left rear tire there is just pushed just a bit in under the car. And the Vette in the 4th position hit the wall there. So I have Dave Geimer ahead of me, about a half second up, so I'm quickly catching him again, and meanwhile Mohammed up front, position 1 currently, is slowed down by another HPD, and actually he got slowed so much up because the HPD in front spun. So right now I retook position number 2. Actually, I didn't overtake Dave during the yellow flags. At least I don't think so. If I did, I'm very sorry about that. I was thinking about letting my spot go to Dave again, but yeah, I was quite certain that it was after the incident area that I overtook. So here we are. I'm chasing Mohammed. Just going to go on board here. So for this race, I did about 3 or 4 hours of practice, trying to figure out how to make a proper setup for this track. Really to get to learn the racing line. In the beginning, in this corner particularly, that has been my biggest issue on this entire track. That corner is just tricky because you have to brake way sooner than you think you have to, because some parts of this track has less grip than others. It's a bit weird, but I think makes sense after all. But I guess we're not just that used to having different grip levels on the tarmac prior to the release of this track. So at this point, one of my mates, Rasmus Lausen, joins in on the team speak and helps me out for the rest of this race by calling out HPDs in front and behind and other traffics and sort of that stuff. And he could report at this time in the race that Mohammed up ahead was really pushing it hard. I think he was trying to get a decent gap to me. I get a bit impatient, or slash I couldn't really figure out how the car was behaving after that incident with the HPD first lap. Damn! Don't you just hate when that sort of thing happens in the start? And how can I avoid that in the future? Yeah, bring up the gap before the green flag drops if you are in pole position. But I thought that 3 seconds would be sufficient here because there are these slow corners and yeah, I've learned I have to get the gap up to about 5, 6, 7 seconds. But the thing is that when you are sitting on the grid behind the pace car, it's right here, the back straight. So yeah, it's not that long of a way before you get to the start-finish line. But yeah, definitely bring up the gap, because with 20 HPDs in front, you can always be certain that there is going to be at least a delay down through the field of the HPDs, but you might also get some incidents and crashes. Oh shit. Just losing it there. Still trying to figure out how much I can push with this small incident. So up ahead is Mohammed still. He's going quick, very, very quick. And he has some traffic just ahead of him. Then I'm in second, and David Guy in third position. Well, let's just fast forward it. Because at this stage I'm just exploring the car, trying to learn how it behaves after the incident. It doesn't look like there was much of a damage, but I could definitely feel it. It's just not. It's not just a bad excuse. Nice overtake here. Or I think I actually let him by on the main straight because I was afraid that he would crash into me. And sorry for ramming him here. By the way, that's Mohammed on the right side, which I just passed into first position again. Wait, what happened was that he spun and hit the wall there. I think all by himself, unfortunately. We like to get the cause of the incidents always too much, because there's something we do in the GT classes. Anyway, yeah, I brake where I usually brake coming into turn number 3, but yeah, this guy has braking markers like he was driving the Ford GT or something. Obvious that he hasn't been practicing a lot. It's not that you have to practice a lot, but at least half an hour to just get to know your brake markers and acceleration points, turning points, just the basic stuff. Shouldn't be so hard actually. Of course, if you don't have the time for it, maybe you shouldn't drive in a multi-class environment where you really depend on other cars to behave well. So I thought that this time around he would be going, and I was actually a bit more careful here because I thought, yeah, he might brake a little early again, but he is so way early on those brakes. It's a shame. So there's about 2.5 seconds down to Mohammed Patel. And I can tell you, because I've just done this race and we are watching it in the replay here, I can tell you that this race is not over. Not at all. So this is lap 9 out of, I think, 28 or 29. Coming on to lap 20. So this HPD guy, he's still in front, but this time around he managed to get a gap of about 1.5 seconds to me. So I didn't crash him this time. Of course, in the end, it's always it's often the responsibility of the car behind to make sure that you don't hit the car in front. But I would say that if he were to protest it, I would argue him that his brake points are so his car was able to do about 20 minutes more before he was even thinking about braking. But yeah, people are different, and you should respect that. And that's why I also just gave him 2 left taps and not crashed him all the way out of the race. But yeah, one good thing, I haven't touched or hit the Wall of Champions yet. That must be a good sign. But I must say, I really like this track because it's not like the other tracks. It's narrow. It's really challenging, and you have to be spot on because there are so many corner combinations where if you don't get the first corner totally correct, then you will lose so much time on the rest of them. And there's sort of a sequence all the way from turn number 1 to 3, and then again 3, 4, 5, 6, and then here 7 and 8. 9, sorry, I think the corners at the Wall of Champions. So behind, Patel has had some damage again. I think he spun again or something, or hit the wall. It looks like his car has been damaged to his front right. It's a shame. because he's normally a very good driver. But I think he had some damage from the HPD, which spun right in front of him on lap number 2. Oh, yeah, he hit the wall there. This is me. So lap number 12 currently, and we have some Corvette traffic overhead. That was Corvette also hit by HPD earlier. I know that there are a lot of very decent and great HPD drivers, but and I also experienced that during this race, to have some nice clean overtakes where you could really feel the communication that, hey man, I'm going to take you on the right side next corner, like this one, where you really facilitate the pass while being the slower guy, and I really enjoyed that. But wow, there were so many incidents between HPDs and slower cars in this race, and it's really due to the layout of the track and how narrow it is. So it's a challenge for multi-class official racing. But yeah, well, this is going to be a track that you lose some safety ratings on, but on other tracks you gain it. And I think it's okay. I like it. I like it that it's not always those very wide tracks where it's so easy to pass after a corner. Yeah. And I am going to do another race after this one as well, because I want to experience how it feels to have a steady and decent car throughout the whole race. As my car is damaged at the moment. Good pass there again. I just lifted a bit, maybe brake just a little bit, or at least just to glow my brake light so the guy ahead could see that I wanted him to pass before the corner. Because once the HPD is trapped behind me, these combinations from turn 1 all the way through here, they are just stuck behind. They can't really get up on the side unless they're really good and going the outside, the right-hander. So far so good. Let's just check in on Muhammad. He's all the way down here in position number 2 still, but hey, just hits the wall once again. Nice going. Oh, this is way better. Let's just go up again. Yeah. So far, so good. And we are on lap 16, coming on to 17. And I just lose it there just a bit. Often you can take those curves really well and just go straight over them without the car being upset by it. Of course it will fly a bit, but once it lands, it won't go berserk and go to one of the sides. So yeah, this setup really facilitates going over the curves, and really that's where the good times are. That's where you can really gain some time. here I just lift just a bit, also for the guy, so he can retake his racing line and get through the next corner safely. Because if I let go of the throttle, let him by, and not let him in on the racing line, and he spin right in front of me, that would be a disaster for me, because I lose so much time. So it's better just to lift just a little bit again, just to make sure the guy overtaking can go on. Lap number 18. Oh yeah, that's something we are going to look at. So, check this out. I see a yellow flag. Yeah, right here I see a yellow flag. I think, okay, he will stay there. And what happens? He just drives right out in front of me. Insane performance. And I told him that. Once you have a crash and you're stopped on the track or in the reverse direction just outside of the track, just use the relative tab, just look at it and see if there's a gap to rejoin the track. It's really not that hard, but yeah, unfortunately you see time and time again that drivers just after spin they can continue like nothing has happened. They can't. It's not only in the action of the spin itself that you lose so much time, it's also in the aftermath of it, where you need to get up to speed again. And so that's the incident itself, where you lose about maybe 3-5 seconds, and then there's the recovery, where you have to point it in the right direction, which could take 3-5 seconds, and then you have to get up to speed, sort of, because that will take you maybe 3-5 seconds, and after that there's a lap or 2 laps where your tires are either overheated, or maybe you have to figure out what's wrong with the car. Is there something wrong with the car? And here I was in the slipstream or something. We all didn't make the apex here. So I had a slowdown, and right behind this Ford GT there's we have Mohammed once again. So even though he has some damage, he is still going strong. And we are coming to lap number 19, so that's 11 laps. So the gap is right now about 3 seconds, I think. He's really busy right now. And I'm stuck behind this Ford GT. Sorry about that. And this is the sequence of corners where you just really can't get it right and overtake. You could go on the outside here to our right now, but then you have to brake really hard and have a bad exit from this corner. So now the gap is down to 2 seconds, and I just lost about a second there. And that's multi-class, so I'm okay with it. Oh, just almost loses it. overhead. It's clear at the moment, but I think there's a HPD not far ahead. Mohammed has already made his way past the fort. That turn number 2 is really extraordinary because it really has so little grip. It's crazy. Some have said that in this version, in the iRacing version, that once you go off the racing line, there's another level of grip. There's less grip outside of the racing line, which gives meaning compared to the real life track. And again, I'm not sure that's something we are used to in iRacing. I really welcome it. I think it's great that we have this changing variables all the time. It's great, all of this, but it's something to get used to, knowing that once you just go a bit outside of the ideal one, you're just lost. So the gap is up again to about 3 seconds. I take a curb once in there. Starting to really be a great big finale here, because I made some mistakes and errors. Mohammed closes in. We are to have some traffic up ahead, not far ahead. 2 slow HPDs, I think. Yeah, we'll have some traffic from behind as well. Oh, he goes right there again. So he's really fast here with his damage, but he really makes many mistakes as well. So I was taking it a bit more slow because I really had to due to my incidents. But yeah, I was a bit worried that he would come up and take my first position. I didn't. So what did I do? Of course, I just pushed on. I did not want to lose that spot. That is just so stupid. Why do I do that? Because I want to win. There's nothing wrong with that, except that you have the safety ratings to think about. To think about that you have to finish in order to finish first. So, traffic once again. What is happening here? Close one. I was not sure if he was going to dive bomb me, because I did not remember him overtaking me before this. I did not know kind of guy he was, but he managed to get by me without any incidents. That's nice. So here's another one, and yeah, I lift off the throttle here, but that allows Mohammed behind to close in. Number 23. and we fast forward just a bit. It's really a beautiful track. I really like to drive through the woods, through the sort of a tunnel in front of you. And I like that you can't see much of the track. Here was a nice HPD because he let me by after I said to him, please let me by, because I had 100 toll just by me. So he was very kind to let me by, so thanks a lot for that, Steve. Yeah, I had a Ford stuck on the track right in front of me at the corner of the Wall of Champions. Not the best thing to happen, and yeah, so this is it. That's the incident from lap number 1 coming back, and yeah, I just gave it just a little bit too much on the throttle, which made it oversteer. And here on the Villeneuve track, it's really dangerous to make a mistake because the wall's too close to the tree. So again, for the next races here, I must really take it easy and really emphasize that I have to finish in order to make up any positions. Yeah, I think that's one thing I really learned from this. I'm taking it slow here because the new hit from the wall, I didn't know how much damage that made to the car. Good thing is that I have some traffic behind me, and that's the overall leader, so I'm quite confident about him, so I'll let him pass here on the outside so we can continue. But it's also because number 2 the HPD class is right behind him, so I did not want to disturb him. Now that Mohammed will be all the way up here in the hairpin, which he did miss. Oops. Yeah. And once again, the car's just bad. It's really just bad. And this is lap 29, last lap. I make a mistake. It's so stupid of me. I've learned a lot of things in this race. I learned that Montreal is a real beast. If you're not kind to her, she will not be kind to you, due to all the walls right next to the track. Also, I learned that there's not much grip, and you really have to conserve your tires, not make them spin or anything. And I think it's a great track for me to regain focus on taking it safe and not go for the win. At least that's my focus for the next race tonight. Really take it easy, take it slow. If there's a slow HPD in front of me, just really wait until he gives me room, or wait until he disappears before going back to full pace speed. So the results. I finished in second position, which I'm quite pleased with. Out of 20 HPDs starting, after only 45 minutes, there are sort of 11 left. So that's about 50% losing it. Anyway, that gave me some points. Of course, I did get 97 points in the championship in division number 2. However, I lost 0.60 safety rating. So yeah, I have to regain some safety rating and some iRacing and some points. So there's lots of things for me to work on. Must say to sum it all up, I really enjoy the track. I think it's fun and it's challenging. And once you get into the zone where you don't overcook or spin your tires in the braking zones and in the track outs, it's really coming to you. It's really nice to go through the visual tunnel, which I think Villeneuve track is. So although I've lost a lot of safety rating points, I actually kind of enjoyed this race, or at least now that I'm watching it again. So yeah, better luck next time, Eagle. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like these videos, please subscribe, and you could also click the ad banners if you like. Well, see you around.